Hey guys, so I'm back from vacation, obviously, and yeah, I think the past year has been my biggest lesson yet, including that trip back to India. Um, where do I start? So getting there already was very difficult. I had so many opportunities to cancel the flight and everything. Um, I think most people would have just said, fuck it, I'm not going there. Fuck this, right? So I was at the airport and I applied for visa 10 days prior. And the last time I did it with the same um, service provider, and I had it within 3 days, right? So I'm at the airport and I still haven't got my visa at that time. And I was talking to the airline staff, and they said, "Look, you cannot enter the plane unless you've gotten your visa." I thought that maybe I can get at least to India and then wait there at the airport until I have it, but that wasn't possible. So I was waiting and waiting, and yeah, didn't work out. So I rebooked for flight was planned on Saturday morning. I rebooked for Monday. So I thought, yeah, until Monday, it's definitely there. And I simultaneously applied at the official government website for the visa, right? So I was at the hotel the night from Saturday to Sunday, and then from Sunday to Monday, I slept at the airport. And then I was waiting and calling them in India and even calling the embassies, both here in Germany and there in Delhi, and they couldn't help me. So Sunday morning, Sunday noon, Monday noon, check-in was open again for my rebooked flight. Didn't have the visa. And then I rebooked again for Tuesday and said, look, if it doesn't work on Tuesday, then I'm really out of the game because I couldn't have financed anymore rebookings. I still wanted to have some backup in case when I'm there something happens, right? So spent another night at the hotel, and then Tuesday morning I finally had it. I was so happy, so relieved. All the time I was just thinking about the visa, and in general it was very chaotic. Other things bothering me around, and at that point I wasn't even sure if I was gonna see her. And still at the airport I bought a cab for winters, which could have potentially been a total waste of money. Anyways, so Tuesday finally worked out. Landed in Delhi, and yeah, that was some relief. Really, that was. Then I could finally relax a little bit at least. And at that time, I've already lost some weight and looked like complete shit, just after 3 days basically. So I arrived there on Wednesday, and we didn't meet until Tuesday. Um, yeah, it was kind of a little complicated. Yeah. Anyways, so the vacation itself, last time I was only there for her, and this time, also thanks to her, I really visited actually the country, Delhi. think I've seen all monuments there are to see and all places to visit. And they have some beautiful malls, so really big and modern and not comparable to the ones here in Germany. They suck. Yeah, it was really really great. Yes, you have the pollution, the dirt, lack of hygiene, civic sense, all of that. Yes, it's true, but still, it was. I had a great time. I had a really great time. I don't know why, but I liked it. I like it there. Uh, yeah, I even made, I would say, 3 friends. One was a Uber driver. We were just, I don't know, vibing, talking, and later when he stopped at my hotel, we still talked a bit and exchanged numbers. And he's a trainer, just doing the Uber thing part time. And then another one I met at a gym because I wanted to work out even on vacation. At least 3 times I was working out, and he was training me basically, showing me around. It was a small gym, but the best one so far there. They're not really into the gym culture. It's not a thing. And yeah, we were training together, also exchanging numbers, and he's writing right now as I'm speaking. I see his text on WhatsApp. And yeah, had a great time with him and staying in contact. And then another one, I was at, it's called Connaught Place. Connaught Place, I don't know how you correctly pronounce it. Anyways, and he was there with a girl, younger guy, like mid-late 20s, shooting some photos. And then he approached me, hey, can I do some photos of you? You look nice, blah, blah. And then, so we did a little photo shoot, and then we also exchanged numbers, Instagram, all that. By the way, I have an Instagram account since then, actually. And yeah, also still in contact. So in just 1.5 weeks, I made 3 friends, you could say, and really had a great time. What I like the most, I think, is, I don't know if you can call it freedom, because there are some things you have to watch out for there. You can't cross paths with wealthy families, or yeah, and also there's a lot of corruption going on, but just life feels more in the moment, enjoyable. I don't know how you call it. Here in Germany, it seems like I get the feeling it's a little dull nowadays. Cold, dull. Like everyone's half asleep, half living, They're not really there, and there in Delhi, everyone is in the moment, and yeah. I really enjoyed it. Just have nice memories, I would say. And I didn't get scammed. You just have to get a feeling for it if someone wants to scam you. It's, yeah. If you're not oblivious to it, it's pretty noticeable. And you just have to be stern and stubborn. Like I was going into a tuk-tuk. We call it tuk-tuk auto. They call it auto. And I was jumping in and saying, hey, I need to get there and there. And he was like, turning back to me, 500. No, 300 or I'm out. Okay. Like you have to, be stubborn and a little bit cold, hard in that regard. Yeah. Other than that, they have nice places to eat there, if you know them. She laid out a plan for every day for me that what I could look at, visit, and even which foods I could eat at which restaurant. So it was perfect. I didn't enjoy all the food. I didn't enjoy most of the food, I have to be honest. It's just too spicy. Um, but I tried it nonetheless, and I think even if I didn't enjoy it, it helped clear out some things, to put it that way. Not that I had issues, but um, I think it helped. Little stomach therapy, you could say, with all the spices. So yeah, it. I had a great time. I liked it. I liked it. As I said, it's mostly the how they live there, how they see life. Like, also you had some rich people, not at the mall, but some other place where you could go shopping, right? In the center. And then at the same time, you had these beggars literally either lying on the floor. I've seen it in person, or some crippled man walking on the floor and begging for money. And you have the richer, more wealthy people in between, and it's normal. And even I was talking to a tuk-tuk driver, which was a bit annoying because he told me his whole life story, and it wasn't really English. I don't know what he tried to speak, but I understood half of it, and it was just his life story. And he was 58, and two of his siblings died when he was a kid, and always living in poverty and everything. And you just get to realize that at the end of the day, people don't really care what you do. So it's not the poverty I want to get into, but just the fact in general that people don't care what you do. If you're poor, if you're more successful, if you try something and then fail, it just goes on. Even though you might get some comments here and there from time to time, yeah, that's mostly forgotten within a day from the other person. So I would say it being there also again taught me to live more in the moment. And I mean, I'm already a person that likes to take risks, but even more so now, I would say. Not as recklessly, but still just doing it, not being afraid of negative outcomes. Because most of the times there's so many lessons in negative things, failures. It's even just for that, it's worth it most of the time. I know there's no way to generalize things. There are some cases where it's not that way, but that's just how I would see it in general. Yeah. So whatever you're trying to achieve or get to, don't be afraid of failure. Yeah. I'm gonna probably have much of that this year, but also some success, definitely. Yeah. Yeah, I'm really excited for this year. I don't know why, but I have the feeling it's gonna be even more crazy than last one. Yeah. Oh man. I was joking with some friends. You could really make a movie out of my story. Yeah. Anyways, coming back to her. Uh, where do I start? So the meeting wasn't set up until Monday. Initially, as I said, I don't know. I didn't know if I was gonna see her at all. It was all kind of uncertain. There was too much friction, I would say. And then when I arrived, I messaged her again. Look, I'm here. If you want to meet, just tell me, and if not, it's fine. And she didn't talk about the meeting, but she laid out some plans. Not some plans, concrete plans for every day up until Monday. And then on Tuesday we finally agreed to meet, and all the negative air, I would say, was gone immediately, basically. I still wanted to, keep it like kind of not distant, but just not emotional, just to not pressure her again, like I did in the past so many times. And that she just took my hand when we sat down at the cafe, and then everything was fine, so to speak. I apologized first of all because I know in my, I think, first video or second one, I said, we both did nothing wrong, but blah, blah, blah. No, I did some things very wrong, I would say. So I apologized first of all, and then mostly I wanted to settle the story with the money. And yes, the travel there itself is kind of the reason for my situation, but I'm still not out of debt, right? So first she took the money, not very willingly, and then the same day or the next day she transferred it again on the money. Because as I said, I'm still not out of debt, and she said, look, when you're finally done, then you can give it back to me. I think that gesture alone tells you a lot. And the same day, we were going to a gallery. It was the same gallery as the second day at my last visit in May. And at the end, we sat in front of a, in my opinion, very ugly painting. It was some actual modern art with extreme figures, I don't know. Anyways, so we sat in front of that, and we didn't really say it out loud, but we both knew intuitively, yes, this might be actually the last time we're gonna see each other, most likely. Then we separated again and met short time on Thursday. I departed on Sunday. Short time on Thursday, and it was at the mall, and she again bought some stuff for me, some small things. But she was kind of distant because of the worries that someone might notice her, because it's still a secret thing. And then the last day on Friday we met again. And the thing in India is there aren't many places where you can be at least a little bit private. So We went to a park, and I expected it to be, distant, because it was the last time we both knew that we're gonna see each other. And yeah, but we found a nice silent spot, let's call it that, and could be at least a little bit intimate. The best thing is we both just enjoyed the moment. There was no talking about what might happen, what could have been, etc. It was just us in the moment. It was perfect that way. Yeah. I brought her some remaining stuff that I bought for her, just some small things, and yeah, it was really nice. Really nice. And I never forget her face looking at me and looking into the eyes. It's deep connection, very deep connection. And then we just shared some sort of cake at the cafe at that park, and then we left, separated for the last time. The only thing we said is that you never know what's gonna happen. So, yeah, let's see. Up until now, we stayed in contact, more or less. Yeah, still have to pay her back the money, obviously, in March. That's when I'm gonna be free. Yeah, but to kind of draw a conclusion out of all of this, this has taught me so much up until now, especially about myself. The best thing is it's like a mirror. A relationship always reflects oneself, especially one's issues and flaws. And I've got to know mine very vividly through her, thanks to her, and a lot of other things. Also, I got to experience a true deep connection that actually had meaning. Because nowadays, everything seems so superficial most of the time. Especially relationships. It's like more of a either status or just some, could you call it happening? Some circumstance, just so that you're not alone. And I think with her that definitely was not the case, or is not the case. Yeah. It's great. Was a gift, real gift, is a real gift. So confusing. I don't want to describe the situation now. I mean, we both said this most likely was our last time seeing, but at the same time, you never know what's gonna happen. Yeah. And I'm gonna, even without her, I would go back to Delhi or to India in general. Like, as I've said before, I've made 3 new friends, had a great time with them, and we also agreed, yeah, we're gonna see each other again next year, this year, next year, this year. So yeah, you never know. You never know. Yeah. Of course, there are some things I would wish I would have done better up until this point, and that I just could be there for her in person, help her actually. But yeah, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. Let's see how the story goes on. Yeah. Yeah. No, it was a great year. Let's enjoy the next even more, huh? Yeah. I'm excited. So that's the update of, well, not update, I would say. It's more of a rehearsal of the past few weeks. On vacation, mostly. And I've got my furnace for the lost wax casting method for jewelry, and I'm gonna start with that this month. Let's see where that goes. Of course, I'm gonna continue training, and yeah, that's it for now. Let's see. Okay, guys, this was long enough, I think. See you in the next one. Bye bye.